Broadcast live.
Yo, we out here with DJ Dimplez on the balcony, first one of the year, 2020. What up?
What up, what up?
It's only right we start with the DJs because it seems like the DJs are the only ones that are going to be eating.
That's not true. That is definitely not true.
You know, booking an artist is so much admin. You know, a DJ just comes in, does their thing, leave. You know, the technical ride is not as complex.
Man.
I don't know.
I disagree.
Tell me why.
Yeah.
Why?
I think in terms of DJing, what's happening now is that the promoter now is booking the obvious. I need to make people dance. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, it's gone. It used to be like 4 hip hop DJs, 1 house DJ.
Yeah.
Now it's gone back to 4 house DJs, 1 hip hop DJ. But one thing that's always constant is that the artist still gets booked because you can't fake the artist.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's either you have Costa there or he's not there. It's not like you can play his album and people will be happy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So in terms of hip hop DJs, I disagree. I think there's a lot less work for the hip hop DJ because of things like another genre coming up in the game that's killing it. I mean, it's crazy, man.
You're saying that when something like, say, Amapiano, new experience, you well versed in this. Something like Amapiano Gom, if that becomes the new thing, promoters are booking based on what's a hot genre, not like who's got the hottest song or who's played the most, basically.
I think hype is a real thing right now. There's a lot of people coming in the game that aren't hip-hop or aren't DJs in general, but they've decided to be DJs. Do you understand? So like, hype is a real thing, and if you're coming up in that form of way, you're probably gonna pick the biggest type of music to play.
Yeah.
Which right now is Amapiano.
You as a hip-hop DJ, right? How important is it for you not to kind of go, okay, I can play Amapiano, why not?
Nah, I would never do that. I wouldn't play my piano. I'm a hip-hop person.
Yeah.
I play what I understand, you know. Riding the hype has never worked for anyone. If I can put it like that. I mean, music goes in trains, and I'm not saying my piano is gonna come and go quickly. I'm saying that there's gonna be a point where hip-hop is gonna be cool again. I think hip-hop is still cool, funny enough.
Yeah.
Like if you find the right parties, it's a vibe, you know, it's a jam.
Yeah.
But my piano is what's killing it in the clubs right now. Festivals, my piano, you hear it the whole night. But dude, hip hop is still gonna be that hype shit. It's still gonna be what we love, you know?
Yeah. Someone never thinks of DJs never having work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, when I think of like a guy like Fresh, say for instance, besides the fact that he's on radio, you know, it's hard for me not to think of him not having work versus me as an artist.
Yeah.
Slikour, you know, Slikour as an artist. I can foresee myself not having work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, yeah.
You know, it's almost like difficult to be sympathetic for a DJ who says he doesn't have work. You know what I mean?
You know, maybe it came across wrong. I'm not saying they don't have work. I'm saying they don't. It's not as hyped as it used to be, where, like I said, you have 4 hip-hop DJs and 1 house DJ. And that got to a point where it was countrywide, you know?
Yeah.
You get to a gig, you make sure you're there early, you can hear the DJ before you, so you don't repeat songs or, you know? But now it's almost a case of you almost know there's a house set before you. They split the hip-hop sets, you know? So it's not the same way. In one night, you'd have 4 hip-hop DJs playing. That's what I mean. In terms of work stopping, then I think you as a DJ, you need to put in the work, you know?
Yeah.
That can't happen. It shouldn't happen.
So we were talking earlier on and you were talking about how different the hip-hop game is. Oh, by the way, the album is out. KUBU. How do you pronounce this?
KUBU.
What does that? What does this mean?
It's a hippo. So like
in what language?
It's Setswana.
Oh, because your intro opens up with this Zulu, Zulu, you know?
So my album is dedicated to both sides of my family. So the intro is dedicated to my mom's side of the family, KUBU, and then the outro is dedicated to KUBU, which is my dad's side of the family. So yeah, that's basically it, man. It was a tribute to the fam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that being said, you know, I mean, we were talking earlier on, and you were saying that the game has changed so much. Is it important for people to get together and work together, musicians, DJs, or should people just make fucking good music?
I think people should make good music, man. Like, everything you've said is important. I think collaborations are good. They keep the hype up. I mean, if you're dropping a song alone now, it's just you dropping a song. But if you hook up a dope collabo, then people start asking questions, you know. Everything's about hype. Whatever you can type in that 140 characters right now seems to be part of your marketing plan. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think the world has changed in the sense that you can do everything from home now, or you can build a little studio in your apartment or your mom's backyard or whatever. You email beats, you know what I'm saying? Things go back and forth. And the more I've realized is that the more people are more comfortable with working alone now.
Yeah.
I don't know if the world is changing like that in general. If you think about how kids used to play on the streets, now they don't. They're at home on their phones. You know, I think the world as a whole has changed, but you can see it in the music that there's not as many collabs anymore.
I sometimes feel that that's why when you listen to aggressive music, you know, like I would say a guy like 50 Cent, like even Jay-Z to a certain extent, when you listen to all that music, it's actually too social. It's got too many energies. It's too social.
Yeah.
It seems like it comes from an energy that's too social. This is the music now where it's like so personal.
Yeah.
And I think that like
getting deeper, definitely.
Yeah, people like the music is getting personal where people are just like very much making the guys who are so social it's almost like being cool and being hard and being streets is uncool.
And that's why you're getting like, I'm not sure whether it's drop names or whatever, but if you look at like a Triple X, you can tell that that's someone that makes a lot of music alone. Like their music is very deep, and if you start looking at the kids now coming into the game, they're also heading that direction where if you listen to a J Molly type of song or Zuchi, for example, you can hear that these people are like, they're telling something. It's not about making hits anymore. It's not about making a song that's gonna make people dance. It's about telling people what you're going through, for example, you know, which is a good thing in a sense. I wouldn't say it's a bad thing. So when you say some music is social, I wouldn't say that's better than personal. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, maybe I'm saying it wrong, but like it's almost like you mentioned Zuchi, you mentioned Jay. It's almost like this antisocial type of.
But that's how the world is right
That's
now.
it. You know what I mean? That's what I was saying. But when you listen to the music we kind of grew up, the Jays of the world, there was almost like this is what I'm gonna do to you.
Yeah.
You know, and when I'm dressed like this is how you feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was
driving.
Yeah, you know, and it was aggressive. You know, we going F up dudes. You know, we going. You know what I mean? It was almost very like connected to what's happening to everybody, versus now where the new everybody has moved from outside to inside.
And you see it every day, like I said, you know, with the way people are.
Yeah, that's crazy. So how does a DJ even source new music in this SoundCloud generation where, you know, back then we knew that was the DJ, there's the email address. How are you guys even sourcing local content to connect to the so-called new wave, if that's what they call it, or to the new generation?
Basically, I like what Double D, the move Double D is gonna make. Because as South African DJs, well, just DJs in general, we'd always go to like a pool on the internet where you can subscribe to it and get music, but you never actually got African hip-hop on that. Well, South African hip-hop, you don't get it. So now with that sort of move and him making it clear, and I'm hoping the whole game is part of it, trying to promote this platform. I mean, you've done it before. Even on your side, like, I don't know if you were choosy about what you put on, but there's a lot of music, you know what I mean? Like, and it's getting to a point where you almost need to have all that music. If you're not keeping up, you're gonna slide really quickly, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes you get nervous, man. Like today, I wouldn't even know how to play if I got to a high school gig. Do you know what I mean? I know you used to listen to radio before, and you know what's popular, you know what people are listening to. But this day and age, like the kids have their own music, man. If you go to a J Molly show, if you go to even somebody as small as Rico, for example, somebody that you don't see as often, that guy's got his own market, dude. And if somebody wants their song, you got to be able to get it, you know? And hopefully with this platform that Double D is gonna make, those kids are able to share their music and not just throw it out on the net and hope that someone finds it, you know?
Because that's the only way it gets distributed, right?
Yeah,
it's almost like we need a warehouse for new music, where kids know that, yo, we got a warehouse for you to listen, stream, and there's a warehouse for you to kind of like sample and get it out there.
I'm not saying he should be the only warehouse, but I mean, it's nice to know we can have one point where we can all meet up and know that things are legit, man. You know, you're getting your royalties, everything's gonna be sorted. Everyone has all your information, and we just grow it, man.
Now, you know what I wanted to ask you also is that when I listened to the album, I felt that like the album was a journey of sounds from bubblegum music. I mean, I'm just saying, joined with Kudi, you know, the opening with Red Button, you know, and to actually have with Ginger. I feel like you're taking people through like a whole sound, South African sound, but in hip hop. It's different variations of sounds, you know. Is that how you planned the album? Because I'll be honest, first time listening to it, it was hard kind of getting a smooth, cohesive vibe in it, because it moves from that feeling to that feeling.
So basically, you know, when I made Zeal, Zeal was a lot of singles. So it was just making single after single, and then I made this album, and then I distributed it. With this one was more of a case of I needed to find the right beats, I needed to find the right engineers, I needed to find the right artists, and I literally went out of my way to make sure that I find artists that aren't often on people's works, you know? So going back to your question, like in terms of sound, I specifically said I want something that people can relate to. And once I heard a beat, it's almost like, is it relatable? Is it something that a South African person can carry it and like feel like at home with it? So if you listen, we've got the Kid X beat, Jump on My Fence, which was tailor-made beats. He gave me so many beats, dog, and I was like, nah, you know? But that one specific one said a lot. It's got somewhat of a sample, but it's not really a sample. It's like replayed and stuff. We also messed around with some of the stuff that we made, but I worked with one specific producer, well two, which is TRK, which is Bobby, and they needed to know what I want, you know? And a lot of the stuff came out after, so like, you obviously get a beat or something from somebody. I'm heavily involved in the mix, which is something that all my songs I have to be hands-on with it. So there's certain sounds that I actually pulled out of each beat and cut out others, which obviously upsets a beat maker, you know, like, yo, it's not the way I gave it to you, but this is the way I wanted it to sound. And then with regards to like jumping of moods and stuff, the first part of the album is basically being grateful, you're celebrating. A lot of songs about God. I thank God. Well, it's a celebration on the album. It's been called Thank God for 3 years until I had to change the name on the album. So
is that how long did the song?
That song we made 3 years ago, 2017. And then I got into the deeper stuff where I pulled in the Zuchi, and
You also got I would have
sorry,
SP
Palermo SPK.
SPK.
Yeah, that's also Never Changes. It's sort of a deeper song. So it pretty much starts off pretty deep.
Yeah.
Then I go into like the party stuff, which is more of the Kwaito type of samples, Kwaito types of beats where it's talking too much. The one with Kid X, Jump On My Fans, then Busiswa and D Koala. So it's planned. It's not like I just mashed the stuff together. I left out like a lot of songs that I really wanted on that album. All those songs were brand new, so like no song had been released before that. So I had the option of dropping Vacation, and I was like, nah, I don't think it's what this album's about, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, but if you listen to the album, maybe not listen to the topics, but maybe listen to the beats and the vibes. I'm not really that much of a rapper, so I don't sit down and assess what every single guy is talking about. You know, but in terms of the mood, in terms of the beat selections, you'll definitely get it as a flow on the album.
I was asking myself that Busiswa, and how did that even come together? That collaboration, just getting her. How did that happen?
I find Instagram easy, dog. Like sometimes you just DM somebody.
No, I'm just saying. Did you think of it, or
Yeah,
was it
definitely.
like?
So I wanted Busiswa on the one you mentioned with Kuli.
Yeah.
And she got into studio and she was like, nah, this is not really for me. She's like, it's got like that, like you know that vibe AKA was going on for a while.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, it's not really. I want a hip hop song.
Yeah.
So myself, TRK, literally sat down from scratch with her there, and we just made a song.
That's a single, though. Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
there's a lot of singles, man.
I'm just saying.
I'm trying to find the right ones in the right order to drop them, which is the tough part. But yeah.
I've always felt that hip hop in South Africa was broken by the DJs, you know? Why did the DJs take a back seat though? I mean, when we go to VG's joint, you know, Mutaboyang, Sorimake, if we go to Milkshake, you know, what is that Casper joint?
My own.
Yeah, not even my own, that somebody.
That's Speedster, yeah.
Oh, that's Speedster. Then we come to you with yeah, they give me that, yeah. I mean, I think that that really, in my opinion, really made hip hop become less about one person, but a group of people.
Yeah.
Why do you guys know that? And you know,
I think everyone knows it. I think that's why I went back and did an album rather than singles. You know, like the game right now says drop singles, because with streaming, if you drop an album, if you decide to drop a single 3 months later, they see that song as old, right? So the game is designed for singles. But for me, personally, I think every DJ has the same sort of problem with the game, is when you make the song, but you can't really push the song. You can't really promote it, because now instead of you just pitching up and playing it, you actually need the artists on stage as well. Artists are busy, DJs are busy. So getting to promote a song or an album or whatever gets tougher and tougher. And I think also the way the systems are right now, I think it's hard to get a song on radio. 2014, 15, early 2016, the DJs were right up, they were in the front, you know what I'm saying? You get the song, you bump it, it becomes big. A lot of artists were independent then. And now you're finding that a lot of artists are signed up, so it's not as simple as it was before.
So there are not enough DJs on radio now?
I don't know. I don't think there's enough hip-hop in general. I say hip-hop in general, besides just the DJs, but
just the hits. They only want the hit in hip hop. They don't play. It's like in house or David Jana. They'll play the okay song.
Yeah.
And the hits. With us, it's just the hits or nothing.
Yeah. I don't want to get in trouble, so I'm not going to say much about it. I just think the radio system needs to change somehow. I think it needs to be almost public knowledge of what radio stations play, what the processes are. Because a lot of the time you hand in music and all you get is it's not good enough.
Broadcast live